Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. We're, of course, live ahead of Game Week 2. And, yeah, I think there's some big decisions to be had. I know a lot of people are having big benching headaches. I'm one of those people. I've got a big decision to make around, my hair looks a right mess today, to make around what goalkeeper I do want to select for this game week. Is it going to be Verbruggen or is it going to be in Kinski in goal? I know a lot of people as well having a lot of headaches with their midfielders and forwards. I'm seeing quite a few Leeds players bench this game week. I think it's going to be a very interesting deadline. And the big decision of the game week is who are we going to captain? Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes? Can he be trusted yet again with the armband? Or are we looking at potentially going with Erling Haaland? Let me know in the comments nice and early all of your dilemmas. Get your votes in as well on the poll. Let me know who you are looking to captain this game week. Are you going Bruno? Are you going Haaland? If you're going elsewhere, do let me know in the comments. Looking in the chat, we've got Abby, who's one of our moderators and has her own amazing YouTube channel. I'd highly recommend going and checking it out. Is there going to be a vlog this week, Abby? I enjoyed the Disneyland one. It was quite fun. So yeah, smashing out the content. Go and check that out. Also, we're doing team reviews as always. They will be over in the FPL Cartel Discord. Link for that is in the description. I might put it as the pin chat. I can't remember if I have. If I haven't, I will get that done. I'll put it as the pin chat. All good stuff. We've also got a new layout to show you. That's why we've come to the solo screen. So we're going to go to it now. Are you ready? Are you ready? I've been hard at work on this one. Are we ready? Wabam. Wabam. What do we think? Big props to FPL Joe, by the way, for letting me use his data on the left-hand side. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. This is going to be the new view going forward for this season. Had a little bit of a play around, had a little bit of a tinker. So yeah, let me know what you think of it. I can see Jamie's in the chat. He says, let's go, Tom. Hope you're well. 81 points on the bench boost. Mate, that is quality. Fair play, mate. That is class. That is very, very good. Should I bench boost or wildcard? Without seeing your teammate, very hard to judge. Going for one this weekend. I'm going to the Liverpool match tomorrow. Very nice, Abby. I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully a big Dominic Szoboszlai performance. That is what we would love to see. Someone says, I think Bruno will blank again. Maybe. At home, though, I feel like United have got to definitely bounce back for that one, isn't he? My captain, it is Bruno Fernandes. Look, every model that I use or look at has Bruno as the top captaincy pick. So for me, he's going to be the guy that we're going to go with. Cheers, Jamie, as well. Hope you, like I said, let me know what you think of the new layout. Obviously, still things can be tinkered around, had a little bit of a change, but again, I'm open to interpretations, open to any suggestions to try and make it the best viewing experience we can, guys. What do you think of Mbeumo captain going against the grain? For me personally, I always like to captain the penalty taking players, just because even if they're having a bad game, you can pretty much just, like, prime example is Dominic Szoboszlai last week, right? Wasn't having a good game, then got the penalty, and he came away with a decent score. Like, Mbeumo could be having all the opportunities, everything could look amazing, but at the end of the day, if Bruno just gets one dodgy penalty, he's already pretty good for the baseline bonus. We know that. He could come away with a very easy double-digit haul just like that. So for me personally, I'd still probably go with Bruno. Bruno or Haaland for cap for me this week. I think that's where you want to bread your butter. We'll see on the left-hand side as well, the FPL Joe data, that the markets are suggesting that that Manchester United are going to be the best side for projected goals. I like to usually look at that as kind of a good barometer for where I should be going in terms of captain as well. So for me, that is what we're going to go for. I am quickly just going to shut my bedroom window so people outside don't think I'm a weirdo or anything like that. So I'm just going to be a quick second. Make sure, like I said, you're all getting those likes in. Get the questions in as well. Like, subscribe. You know the drill by now, guys. I'm just going to quickly shut the window, okay? 1 second. Right. There we go. Whew. We didn't want people outside thinking I'm a bit of a weirdo talking to myself, did we? Oh dear, 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 dear. I don't have Bruno, so I'm tempted on Mbeumo cap. Probably will go Haaland though. Yeah, I think if I've not got Bruno, I probably would be tempted with the Haaland one. Yeah, I probably would be tempted with the Haaland one. Do I think Petrovic will start? Oh, that's a good question because they signed that other guy. I still think he might. I'll have a look at some predicted lineups, but I think he's still in there as well. Would you start Rodon or Aya? I probably would back the home team. I think Leeds have a 1% better chance of a clean sheet. Yeah, 27%, 26%. It's going to be a very close 50-50 call. So I think with that one, and I think given the fact that, you know, Ellen Road, the second half of the season was made a fortress, I probably would go more towards playing my my Leeds defender. But again, like I said, I think those calls are going to be ridiculously close this this game week, aren't they? They're going to be very, very tight. FPL window shutter. Yeah, I think if you've got any Coventry players or Hull players, they definitely could be within a shout. If you've got a bench boost as well and you've got, you know, a full 15, again, my advice to you guys would just be get it out of the way. Don't overthink it. Just play it. I know Coventry look poor in game week 1 and maybe, you know, they might go wrong, but ultimately that's what it is. Oh, I've had the Sangorian from last week. He's 5 million and played full 90, but now he's crocked. He's got an injury, so he's done and dusted, isn't he? 59 points, no bench boost, and 17 points on the bench with the Kuiper. Mate, oh, that is a brutal one. I can't lie, mate. I feel sorry for you on that one. Oh, mate, there's still a great score without a bench boost, by the way. I got 60 with a bench boost, so amazing score. But to have a 17 pointer on there, oh, mate, that is tough. Jake, hope you're doing good, mate. He says, afternoon, Tommy boy. Palmer cap for me. I think it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be this is the thing, right? Were Chelsea good? Yes. But were they good because how bad Fulham are going to be? I'm not trying to jump to too many early conclusions on Chelsea. I think the next 2 weeks are going to be a good barometer of where we can expect to see Chelsea, if you know what I mean. So Brighton, you know, they're all going to be pushing around the European places again. Arsenal, definitely going to be in the title race this season. So I think they're two good sides that if Chelsea want to be up there this season and, you know, their assets need to be considered, we have to see how they get on in these performances. If Cole Palmer impresses again, I can see a lot of managers starting to go for it. Someone said triple captain and Mbeumo. For me, mate, I probably wouldn't. I would look to use my triple captain maybe next week if Haaland shows a little bit of promise in game week 2. Coventry still look poor defensively. That's probably where I would go on that one. Hinshelwood news today is a heartbreaker. Solves my benching headache, though. Yeah, mate, fair play for picking Hinshelwood at the start, though. You do love a rogue pick, don't you, Jamie? You do love a rogue one. But, mate, hey, if they keep performing, they keep delivering the goods, fair play, mate. Absolutely fair play. Smashing it. Will Richarlison start? I think FPL Meerkat on his predictions had him at 60%. So, yeah. Ballard or Thiago or Mrhemovic? Probably be tempted maybe with Thiago. Yeah, probably would. No, the Brentford Sangare is not injured. It's the Nottingham Forest Sangare that is injured. And as you can see, sat third sub on my bench. Aya or Rodon this week. We've had that one before. I said I would probably go with Rodon. Leads 1% better clean sheet odds. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tight one as well. Start 2, Semenyo, Isak, and Solis. Oh, mate, I would want all 3. Leo, let me know who else is in the rest of that squad because that is a big benching headache. I'd want to start all 3 this game week. No boosters active this game week, mate. No boosters active. Planning your transfers, Williams for Coyote. I would personally leave Nico Williams. Like, if you can bench him this week, that's fine. But he still showed a lot of promise. He was on for 2 bonus as well before obviously Leeds got that free kick. Brobby up front this week. Yeah, I'd give all my Sunderland players another opportunity. They were great at home last season. Maybe it was just a one-off week. Fulham defensively left a lot of questions to be asked as well. So maybe Sunderland could come back. Like I said, guys, I wouldn't try and build too many kind of conclusive thoughts after one game week, right? I've seen people already saying, that Sunderland are mudded. I'm seeing Chelsea are back. I'm seeing like loads of different opinions flying around, and it's hard to make all those judgments, I would say, after one game, right? You're never gonna judge a book by the first page, are you? The first page could be terrible, right? The writer could be sick. The writer could have, not had his inspiration. But by the time you get through the rest of that book, they could be amazing. So, like I said, teams that look bad in game week one or teams that look good in game week one, I wouldn't try and build too much conclusive evidence and suggest that is how the rest of the season is going to pan out. You know what I mean? Like, let's get a couple more weeks under our belt, and then I think we can start to build some more positive conclusions out of things. Okay. De Kuiper or Mihajlovic, which one would you start? I think you've got to go De Kuiper with the form, right? Got to be. Quick one. I'm torn between Maguire and Tarkowski. Start one. We're at Everton for clean sheets this week. Let's have a look on the side there. Personally, for me right now, I'm probably leaning towards Maguire. I think United were at 42. Yeah, 42% chance of a clean sheet. I know they were poor in game week one, but I still probably would go with Maguire on that one, mate. Who to bench? Maguire, Calafiori, or DCL? Ooh, probably between Maguire and DCL for me there, mate. Probably leaning a little bit more towards DCL. Didn't look great in game week one. Start Thomas, Rodon, or De Kuiper. Personally, for me, I still think I probably would go De Kuiper. Out of position, looked pretty decent. I know the clean sheet odds aren't great this week, 16%. But when you get an out of position player like that, who's banging in the big double-digit returns at the moment as well, I think you probably got to pick him. Calvert-Lewin or Aya? Ooh, that is a toughie. I still think I'd probably go Calvert-Lewin. I try not to bench penalty takers where I can. I mean, I've got Pascal Gross that first sub on my bench, but I think it's difficult to say who he gets in this squad ahead of, to be honest, at this point. Would you start DCL or Gakpo? I think with Liverpool having the better projected numbers, I'd be tempted to maybe go Gakpo. But again, I'm seeing a lot of people bench DCL this week, and it never usually ends well when people start benching penalty takers, does it? It's a slippery slope, as the old benching of penalty takers, let me tell you. Start Mihajlovic or Ballard? Oh, there are some rumors apparently Ballard might be benched. But that's just from Sunderland fans. Nothing concrete on that one. So maybe with that uncertainty, you go Mihajlovic. Anything on Elliot Anderson's fitness? Apparently, he's good to go for game week 2. Cheers, bro. Saw the Crooks post. Yeah. Let's get this up. We can show you the new side of the stream. So this is on socials. Golden Goal, who's also live right now, posted this. Apparently, I look like Matt Crooks. What do you reckon, guys? Yes? No? I'm interested to hear what people think. Do I look like Matt Crooks? I'd like to know your guys' opinion on that one. Personally, for me, I'm not seeing it, but yeah, Tom thinks so. So maybe he's onto something. But for me personally, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, guys. Let me know in the chat anyway. Right, let's get back to business. DCL, Stack, or Hume? Which two should I start? Probably DCL and Stack for me, I reckon. Thoughts on Sharda? Yeah, I mean, Brentford's attack is looking pretty good at the moment, and I think maybe with Brentford, we can maybe draw a little bit more conclusions together because it's a lot of the same players, same manager, same system, which is always the good thing with Brentford, and they are big chance monsters, so maybe he could be a decent one as well. Pull up a picture of Matt Crooks then, mate. So I just put one in. Just one was in there. I'm not gonna. There's if you go back on the stream a little bit, there was one in there as well. Start Kinski or Le Mans. I probably would go Le Mans on that one. United, 42% probability of a clean sheet. Yeah, I probably would go that one. I personally wouldn't go for Bruno TC this week. I think you can captain him. Maybe I could be wrong on that one, and maybe the Bruno TC he could deliver. It's a difficult one, isn't it? I personally, for me, I'm probably going to go with Haaland against one of the bottom three at home. Stick with Lafay or transfer out. Again, I would give my Sunderland players another game week. Fulham definitely left a lot of questions to be answered. Sunderland are also a very good home team and were last season. So for me, oh, mate, you've had me. You've had me. Oh, Jamie is having me on toast right now. You're having me on toast, mate. Should I replace Cunha or Ndai to put in Stack or Brentford Sangari? Probably not. Probably not. We getting that Maguire bullet header this week, mate. We are hopeful. I am hopeful of a bullet header. Ipswich are actually pretty poor in the Championship for conceding goals from set plays. So let's hope. Let's hope, right? If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, today, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 50 likes nice and early. It would be greatly appreciated, as always, on the channel. If you want to help out as well, we're on that road to 40,000 subscribers. So like I said, if you are enjoying the content, hit subscribe, hit like. You know the drill by now. You know the drill. Ahmad won't be fit. He's out for 6 weeks. There you go. Luke Shaw, Mendy, or Gross? Ooh, I probably would be leaning more towards Mendy and Luke Shaw, yeah. I have to pick between Hume, Lafay, Brobby, and DCL. Who are you picking? I probably would go Lafay and DCL there. To take the 2 penalty takers, or potential penalty takers in Lafay's case. Yeah, that's probably where I would go with that one. Isaac or Brobby, you probably go Isaac. Lafay or Ballard, only one can start. Again, like I said, maybe with the if the the fans want Ballard benched, maybe the manager caves. So probably would go Lafay on that one. Play Maguire and Tarkowski and bench Pascal Gross. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Pascal Gross did play a full 90 yesterday. Played a full 90 at the weekend as well. Played a full 90 in the game before that. So maybe at some point there might be an early substitution. And it seems like maybe this week Pascal Gross potentially could get it. Just want to think about. Should I play Yaket or Biol? Biol was very good for DEFCON last week. I think I'd maybe lean towards Biol, João Pedro captain. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout, especially how good Chelsea looked in game week 1 and João Pedro being a very consistent cookie. But would I captain him? Again, like I said, I like to captain players with penalty appeal, and obviously João Pedro doesn't have that, does he? So yeah, probably wouldn't go for it. I've used 0 chips. 0 chips have been used this game week. This is my team from last week. So yeah, there it is. No worries, mate. That is that's the aim. Like I said, we try and answer as many questions on this stream as we can to help you guys out as best as we can. So like I said, if you are enjoying the content, hit that like button, hit subscribe as well. It is greatly appreciated as always. Do you think Arsenal will keep it clean against Villa? I mean, the odds are suggesting very good opportunities of it. 42% chance of a clean. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Why not, guys? Should I put Leif Davis or Vuskovic first on the bench? Vuskovic for me. Will Ped Porro start? Maybe. Maybe they're obviously trying to get him back up to fitness. So, yeah, potentially could. I can pick one, Maguire, Hume, or Reece. I'm guessing you mean Reece James. I probably still would go Maguire on that one. Yeah, I probably still would go Maguire. Calafiori or DCL to start. I have to bench one of them. Probably would go Calafiori. Yeah, I probably would go Calafiori. But again, I'm seeing a lot of people bench DCL, and I do think he could be punishing people this week, But there's some massive benching headaches, like I said, this game week. I think the only one that I've got is Kinski or Verbruggen. I think the rest of the team kind of picks itself, but I have seen quite a few people's teams in the Discord and stuff like that where, yeah, there is a lot of benching headaches this game week. So if you've got one, let me know in the chat, and we'll try and help you out as best as we can. All right, guys. Thank you, Tom. Got Gabriel as well. I still think the Arsenal defense is even worth doubling up on, mate, isn't it? Yeah, like I said, they've still got great clean sheet probabilities this game week as well. Villa didn't look the part, did they, either? So yeah, probably would go for it. And Buemo captain, I don't mind a Buemo captain, but for me personally, you're probably looking at Haaland or Bruno. I wouldn't try and overthink the captaincy, especially early on. I would just be looking for players that we know are good Premier League players, we know can score points, and we know have penalty share. So for me, Haaland and Bruno at the start are always going to be steady captains. I know both blanked in game week 1, but for me, I still probably would stick with between one of those two. When am I doing my final team selection? This is it, mate. This is the final team, I believe. I can't see myself making any other changes, really. I think this is probably what we're gonna have, to be honest. Like I said, I can't really see myself making too many changes. Mihajlovic, Shaw, Calafiori, Ballard, one to bench. Probably for me, between Ballard and Mihajlovic are the two that go there. Maguire, Mascara, O'Reilly, Maguire. Any transfer suggestions for who out next game week? Depends what sort of minutes we see from Konza, maybe, but Mascara's place could be up for grabs, so he could be one that looks shaky. If United don't keep it clean or look again very woeful and defensively inept, again, Maguire could be one that goes on the chopping block very easily. DCL or Thiago Ballard or Mihajlovic. I'm guessing you can pick two there. DCL or Thiago. Probably go Thiago. And then probably go Ballard over Mihajlovic. Should I start Iliman and Dyer? And if he doesn't start, Aya swaps out for him? Or should I just sub him off for Aya? That is a tricky one. That is a tricky one. Would they bench him? Would they bench him? That's kind of the worry you've got to have there is would they bench him? I think maybe you do just put him first sub and you just play Aya. Like, Aya's going to play decent minutes, so you've got that in the locker, haven't you? Then you've got that in the bank. Start Aya or DCL. Again, I probably would go DCL. I don't like to try and bench my penalty takers where I can. Tom, I've just started FPL podcast with my mates. Congratulations, Hayden, mate. Leave a link or drop me a message and I'll check it out. I'll check it out, man. And if it's good, hit me up and maybe I'll pop on. I don't know. We'll see, mate. If you want some guests, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm always up for helping people out as best as I can. Obviously, I know this YouTube game can be a crazy world. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of different things to pick up and stuff. But anyway, I can help people out. I'll try my best. All right. Which metric do you trust most when deciding whether a player is generally underperforming or simply a bad FPL asset? That is a great question. I would probably look. There's a few factors I look at, right? So underlying data is going to be one of them. If they're getting really good XGI numbers, I'm probably going to stick with them. If they've got routes to points, so I'm talking about penalties, I'm talking about free kicks, corners, right? And they're still like getting a lot of them. They're getting good baseline bonus. I'm probably still going to stick with them. So they're going to be the things that for me would make me probably stick with an asset. They've got good underlying data, or they've got those routes to points that are still visible. Because if a player has the routes to points, it is only a matter of time before they start getting those points from that metric, right? Unless they're a team that doesn't get enough goal share from set plays, for example. Like Pep Guardiola, City, didn't score many, free kicks, corners, stuff like that. So having the free kick and corner taker wasn't the biggest priority for that. But then let's say a more obviously set piece orientated side like Arsenal, having somebody like a Rice or a Saka who's taking free kicks, corners, stuff like that is going to be better. So again, it's making sure the player has the routes to points, but then it's also making sure the team is utilizing those routes to points, right? So again, it's all right having a penalty taker, but if the team doesn't get penalties, what's the point? You know what I mean? Is DCL to Vissa a shout for this week or just a bit knee jerk? I do like that as a move. We spoke about him in one of the videos this week. I really do like it as a move. I think it could be a decent move, and I think Vissa could definitely be a great option going forward. I probably would though. I personally, for me, as boring as it may sound, I would look to just sit on my hands this game week. Don't make any moves, get more information, then make better decisions off that information. That is the key for game week 2, right? Get through it. Most of you can put out pretty competitive squads. Don't make any rash or knee-jerk decisions. Just sit on your hands and things will work out. Things will work out if you do that, okay? Sangari, Sharda, Wilson, one to bench. I probably would be looking to bench Wilson, I think there. That early substitution for me just indicates that he's not going to be a full 90 man like he was at Fulham. So yeah, he probably gets the bench. Nico or Vuskovic first sub, probably Vuskovic. Brentford, Sangari or Stack. Who do I prefer? Probably Stack just because he's got the set piece share right now. And Sangari, I think we need to just wait and see if he's going to still be playing 75 minutes. Yeah, I'm probably going to skip out on him, you know what I mean? But yeah, please don't spam in the chat, guys, or you will be ejected. There's no need to spam. Yeah, there's just no need to spam. All right, no need to spam. What's happened to Sangari? It's the other one, mate. It's the other one, the Nottingham Forest one. It says a groin injury, I believe, as well. I think it's a groin injury. Do I think Solis is a good captain? No. Again, like I said, guys, I wouldn't try and overthink captaincy, okay? You're going to get already good gains out of people like Solis, right? Because of his ownership, you're already going to get pretty nice gains out of it. For me, I would be sticking with like the bread and butter players. These guys that have good routes to points, have penalties, good on baseline bonus. They're going to be the guys that are your captaincy material. Everybody else, they will just get you good gains regardless, okay? So you could maybe, you know, fluke one of these captaincy picks, but for me, I'm always going to look for those bread and butter players. Would Ballard play this week? There are some Sunderland fans that want him benched for this game week. I personally think he will play. That's why I've started him. But if he doesn't, obviously I've got Pascal Gross. They're ready and waiting. So, yeah. I've gone Haaland. Yeah, I do think it is quite split this game week between Haaland and Bruno. I think both are very, very good shouts. Whichever way you want to look at it, guys, ultimately, I think both are going to be pretty decent shouts, to be honest. But yeah, 18% going for other. I'd like to know who the others are, okay? Let me know. Is Pickford a good goalkeeper? He's fine. Probably a little bit on the pricey side, but Everton are always going to keep a decent amount of clean sheets, especially under Moyes. So yeah, there we go. I have that Sangari, 2 flag players already, and I'm still rolling. Yeah, I'm rolling through this week. My team's fine. Nothing to over worry about or anything like that, is there? Maybe again, we're gonna have to wait and see on all the new signings. I wouldn't personally jump into any of them right now. I'd give them plenty of weeks. We've still got great options that are proven in the Premier League and, you know, have consistent routes to points. So again, like I said, probably wouldn't look to go for anybody like that. Should I triple captain Haaland? Probably not. I think if you're going to triple captain him, do it next week. The thing with this is, though, right, with the triple captaincy chip, is it is so hard because it is quite a variant chip, isn't it? We've only got one game. I remember a few seasons ago, I played my triple captain on him against Southampton. I think he racked up over like 2 XG and came away with nothing. Then one game he got like 0.4 XG and came away with a hat trick. So there's so much swing in these variants, right? There is a lot of swing. When am I looking to wildcard? Someone asks. I think that's a great question. I'm looking to wildcard probably in 6, I think is the window I've looked at. Yake or Ballard. I probably still would go with Ballard, you know. Yeah, I probably still would go Ballard on that one. Gabriel, Maguire, and bullet headers this weekend. Yeah, it would be great if we got some bullet headers. It really would. Just go with genuinely. I wouldn't worry about rank. I wouldn't worry about my mini leagues. I genuinely would not worry about any of that stuff right now. Okay, guys. That for me personally, I just wouldn't worry about any of it. I would be personally looking just to play your best game at the start of the season. If you think somebody's the best captain of the week, captain them. Don't care what other people are doing right now because we've still got so much to talk about, right? Last year's guy who won it was like 8 million after game week 1. He didn't get into the top million till around about game week 8, game week 9, he said. So don't worry what other people are doing in your mini leagues. Just captain the players that you think are going to get you points, okay? Don't be worried about your rank either at this point. Still just make the right decisions. Don't be, you know, making big risks or gambles with, especially with captaincy, right? I always like to say keep captaincy nice and simple, especially at the start. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just keep it back to basics, right? Does the player have good routes to points? Captain him. Have they got a good fixture? Captain him. Are they, you know, near the top for projected goals that week? Captain him. Like, genuinely, don't overthink it, okay? Haha, cheers, Jamie. I hope you enjoy your lunch, man. Yeah, you got to keep positive, guys. Like, this is actually one of the better starts I've had to an FPL season. Usually, I'm struggling a little bit at the start, but we've had a good start. We've had a good start for once. Which is odd for me, isn't it? It is odd for me. 90% sure move Verts to Turkey if leaked to start. Yeah, that could be a spicy one because he was very good in the short period that he had on as well. Who would I captain if I didn't have Bruno? I'd go Haaland. Genuinely, I wouldn't overthink it. I would just go Haaland. Probably would go Rodon ahead of Justin. What did I get in game week 1? I got 60 points. I got 60. Nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible either. Like the bench boost is out the way now. We don't have to worry about my bench. We can start to take some money off it. We can start to downgrade and put every last penny we've got, ladies and gentlemen, into that starting 11. That is the plan right there, okay? That is ultimately the plan that we're going to be going with. Bruno TC, I mean, they are top for projected goals. I think we'll probably get better weeks, though, for projected goal involvements. So I probably would be looking at those sort of weeks. So Haaland next week definitely will be a contender. You've also maybe got to look at someone like Bruno further down the track. So again, Haaland, like he's got all the newly promoted sides at home as well. Yeah, roll in the transfer this week, guys. And I think that would be my advice to everybody in this stream. I know it's boring, but roll. Genuinely, if you can make it through this week, roll. Would I make a transfer? I guess you could get the nice option you could go with there, mate, is maybe somebody like a Regan Slater from Hull. They've got a nice fixture this game week, 4.5 as well. So actually frees up 0.5 to have a little bit of money to play with as well. So I think if you want to get the bench boost off still nice and early, look to go Regan Slater. Has some set piece share, 4.5 million, nice fixture. I think that gets the bench boost off. It also frees up 0.5 million as well, and that could help you a bit further down the track. So that's probably the move I would do. Is Palmer cap crazy? I don't think it's crazy. Again, still has good routes to points, penalties. Yeah, let's go for it. Would this be a good week to bench boost? Again, if you've got a 15, I personally think it would. You've got obviously two newly promoted sides playing off against each other. So lots of the good value picks as well have a good fixture this week. So why not? Thank you very much, FPL Baden. I appreciate the kind comments there, mate. Really do appreciate that. Hi, Tom. Love the channel. Love the content. I think FPL has become more so how you start rather than how you finish. I do disagree a little bit. I do think you probably want a stronger finish than you want a stronger start. Like I said, the FPL champion last year was miles back. Every season that I've done well, I've also started pretty poorly. I'm not somebody that usually flies out the blocks. I'm somebody that usually trickles my way to success through just repeated methods, not overthinking things, and just trying to be, sensible with my decision making. So yeah, that's for me where I probably would go. De Kuyper or Foden? I probably would go with De Kuyper on that one. Start Gvardiol or Maguire? I probably would go with. I think you go Maguire just for the clean sheet percentages there. Yeah. Again, I've only got one Liverpool attacker. I've only got one Arsenal player. I'm not looking to wildcard. Again, I'm not trying to overthink it too much. Save your transfer. You've got two next week. You can make a lot of big changes with just two transfers. You really can. I mean, why did you pick Krupi Jr. for a start? But yeah, probably taking that minus would be worth it. Probably go Hume on that one. Semenyo or Calvert-Lewin or Wirtz. Pick one to bench. Genuinely, Wirtz. I think Wirtz would probably be the one I would bench there, yeah. Thoughts on and die. I think you still give him the start, right? You still play him, but maybe just be checking socials before the deadline, making sure, obviously, there's no other leaks or anything regarding his move to City. Like I said, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button. If you want your team reviewed by me as well, make sure you are heading over to the FPL Cartel. That is my exclusive Discord server where, of course, I do team ratings and stuff like that. That is the place to, of course, be for everything team related. What was your game week score last week, and did you bench boost? Yes, and I got 60. Nothing spectacular, but wasn't a complete disaster. We've got it out the way. Let's just get on with things, all right? Is triple captain an option for Haaland against Coventry? Definitely so. Best differential options this game week. De Kuyper is still under 10%. Like, I know he's quite popular, but he's still under 10%. Same with Sangari. Like, a lot of these guys that we're bigging up, they're still under 10%. I think Vissa, I like the look of as well. There's some good fixtures for Newcastle coming up. Malik Chow as well could also be a decent one. It should be the pinned comment. If it isn't, let me get the link for you guys. Let me get the link for you guys. Let me get the link and put this in the chat for you. So I run this Discord server with my my fellow YouTube friend, Golden Goal Fantasy Football, who's also live right now. There you go. I've pinned that message. It's in the chat as well for you guys. That is the link to the Discord. So if you want to get yourself involved, team ratings, like I said, over in the Discord as always. I probably would actually go Rodon ahead of Kirkez. Yeah, I probably would. Probably go Rodon ahead of Kirkez. Start one, DCL, Sangari, Rodon. Sangari's going to have the best floor out of all of them. But as I can see, you're a Leeds fan, so maybe you're tempted to throw in a bit of DCL and Rodon. Like I said, Sangari's probably got the best floor out of everybody there. So if that's what you're hoping for, Sangari might be the one. Should I play Mrhemovic or Ampadu? Both good shouts. Ampadu obviously smashing DEFCON. Yeah, I maybe would be tempted with Mrhemovic for me. Good day from Sydney. Hope you're doing good, my man. Aya or Hume? Probably go. Ooh, we're Sunderland this week. 31. Yeah, you probably go with Sunderland with the better clean sheet odds as well. Yeah, Hinchelwood is out for 6 weeks. Quite a big injury, that one. We've had a team sent in for review, so we'll head over to socials and take a look. Like I said, guys, if you want to get yourself involved in the FPL cartel, it's the pinned comment. There's a link in the description as well to get yourself involved. And Marcus has sent in his team. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Right, he has got Kinski, Calafiori, Ben White, Mascara, Big, Boom, Gvardiol, Ipswich. It's a good team, isn't it, mate? It is a good team. That bench, by the way, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Would I change anyone? Maybe I'd be tempted to play Maguire over one of the Arsenal defenders. Maybe. But it depends how, like, risk adverse you want to feel. If you feel like you want to be proper covariant, you want to slam in the Arsenal clean sheet, then go for it. But maybe maybe Maguire might, like I said, be in there for one of those guys. 2 penalty takers on the bench as well. I mean, what could go wrong? Yeah. Look, like I said, if you want to be on the side of risk, be a little bit covariant, go Calafiori, White, Mascara. If you want to obviously dilute that little bit of risk, put in Maguire for probably like White or Mascara or someone like that. J-Lo, hope you're doing good, my man. He's in the chat as well. Kinski, obviously, his Dallo last week. I would actually probably switch. I'd probably have Aya ahead of Dallo this week in terms of the bench order, mate. Vertsy boy, you giving him one more shot, one more crack of the whip. It's a good team, though. It is a good team. Haaland cap, obviously no Bruno, so makes sense. Yeah, again, like I said, I probably would roll through it, see where we get to with game week 3, and then start making some decisions off the basis of that, right? Verts might go, Delo might go, Ballard might go, Lafia might go. So there's 4 potential moves there if people disappoint in game week 1. Otherwise, maybe even a wild card might open itself up as an opportunity in game week 3. I know it's quite early, but just obviously keep all the options. Keep all the options open, mate. Keep all the options open. Like I said, guys, if you want to get yourself involved, get your team reviewed. Link in the description. There's plenty more going off as well in the FPL cartel. We've got a last man standing. We've got a very, very good prize for our mini league as well. So if you want to get yourself involved, link in the description for that one. We've got a great community over there. So yeah, there we go. Haha, I'm back, man. I'm back. You're all good. Deadline today is at 6:30. We'll be live till probably about 4 o'clock ish, maybe 3:30, if the old voice box can handle it. Helping you guys out as best as we can. And if you want to help me out as well, make sure you are hitting that like button on today's stream. Let's see how many subscribers we can get in the door as well. We're on that road to 40,000 subscribers, and it would be great if we could smash through that barrier as always. So, yeah. Start White or De Cooper. Have Calafiori. I think if you already got that little bit of Arsenal coverage, I probably would go De Cooper. Hume or Rodon. Sunderland have the better clean sheet odds, so I probably would go with Hume on that one. Brentford have looked pretty good going forward as well. Quite a decent attacking unit. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline, do let me know. If you're enjoying the stream, like I said, hit that like button. Let's get today's stream up to 100 likes nice and early. Would be greatly appreciated. Up to 75 already. Ayer or Mikolenko, probably would go Ayer. Better clean sheet odds. Gross or Solis? I'd probably go Solis this week. Yeah, some big benching headaches this game week, isn't there, guys? There's some huge benching headaches. But we'll try and help you out, like I said, best as we can. Try and give you all the advice you need. Rodon or Maguire? Again, probably would go Maguire. Thomas or Mrhemovic? Ooh, Kov, where are they at? I think their clean sheets are decent this week, aren't they, for Bobby Thomas? Yeah, 35. So probably you play your Kov defender there, right? I've got the wrong Sangari, mate. Yeah, I got mine off Wish. What boost should I use? Depends what you're looking to go for. If your team's in a fine state, play no boosts, sit on your hands. It's boring, but it works sometimes. It does work. Fair. Kadioglu, Diop, or Rodon? I mean, Kadioglu didn't start game week 1. Diop's got United, so probably Rodon. Yeah. Would you start KDH or Sharda? Ooh, probably go Kevin Sharda, you know. Yeah, probably would. Hume or De Kuiper? Who should you start? Both attacking defenders. Probably De Kuiper for me. Who's scoring the most goals this season besides Haaland? João Pedro. Palmer probably within a shout of that. Who should I start? Gross, Gomez, Calvert, Shaw. Probably either Calvert-Lewin or Shaw there. Play Konza. I mean, Arteta has said he's ready for selection. Whether they chuck him in straight away, I'm not so sure. Shaw or O'Shea? I mean, easy one, Shaw. I probably would be tempted out of all those lot to go maybe like Sharda or DCL. Yeah. Palmer plus Sangari or Solis plus Mbuemo. For the next two, probably Solis and Mbuemo. But longer term, probably Palmer and Sangari. Because you got to think game week 4 captaincy would be Palmer. So, yeah. Yeah, they've got quite a few wingers out at the moment, have Brighton. So his minutes should be fine for the next few weeks. Ampadu or Tarkowski or Aya? Probably go. I mean, Tark is just so solid for what he is. So, yeah, I probably would go Tark. I know the clean sheet numbers aren't the best, but yeah, he's just a solid DEFCON machine, isn't he? He is a solid DEFCON machine. I'm really unsure how to call that Brentford Leeds game, because I said this on Final Thoughts and I said that it's kind of like the Mitchell and Webb sketch where it's the immovable object versus the whatever for, like the unmovable force, whatever. So for me, that's kind of how I'm feeling about things at the moment. Is I don't really know how to call it. Leeds are a pretty good defense. Brentford are a very good attack, also a pretty good defense. So I'm not sure who's going to come out on top on that one. DCL or Brobby? I probably go DCL for penalties. Gross or Gomez? Again, I probably go Gross for penalties. Richarlison plus Calafiori or Calafiori plus Ben White? Calafiori plus Ben White. Rodon or Ayer? Probably go with the Rodon just because Leeds got the better clean sheet numbers. So yeah, that's probably where I go with that one. Should I swap Aya for Mikalenkovic or should I do no transfers? Why would you swap Aya for Mikalenkovic? Don't bother. Do not bother. I mean, if you want my honest advice there, start both Sangari and Ampadu because their floors are going to be better than everybody else, and then probably go with Mrehemovic for the slightly better clean sheet odds. That's probably how I would look at it. Gross, Gomez, or Aya for one spot. Probably go Aya. Yeah, Aya or Gross are probably the ones I would go for there. Barry or Tarkowski. Ooh. I mean, if Ndai doesn't play, does that mean Barry's on pens? Just one to think about there. Because Garner's not back, who was the other name that was hotly mentioned. And Barry in his form, can you bench him? Can you bench him? I mean, yeah, that's a toughie, that one, Jake. No, again, like I said, guys, I personally, for me, would recommend sitting on your hands, being boring this game week. Do nothing. Genuinely do nothing. It's not what you probably wanted to hear coming into this stream, but that's what I'm going to tell you to do. If your team's in a good place, do nothing. Who do I think will be the penalty taker? I asked this when obviously he initially was looking to move, and a lot of people said Garner to me. So I think it could be Garner. Oh, Garner is back. Oh, scratch that, Jake. Get Tarkowski in. Garner is back. He could be one to watch, by the way. I like the look of him. I think 6 million if Ndai leaves could be on penalties. Already got very good set piece share. Wheels out defensive contributions every single week. Yeah, I like the look of Garner. Who should I captain, Haaland or Bruno? I'm going Bruno, but I think there's definitely a case for both of them. The reason I've gone with Bruno Fernandes is every model I look at, so that's Review, Solio, my own model, all have Bruno Fernandes as the captain for this game week. Like, he's the top pick for them, right? So that is where my head is at with it, ultimately. I'm seeing all these models. They're all kind of, correlating, saying the same thing. So that's why I'm going with it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Garner, if he is going to be the penalty taker if Ndai leaves for 6, he was already pretty good value for 6 given everything else that he got. But yeah, I would have loved to have him in my game week 1 team. He definitely will be a player that I would like to get in here somehow. Maybe even next week. Maybe even next week we find a way to go and get James Garner in this team. Maybe. We'll wait and see. Start KDH or Sangari, such a tight decision for me. I think with just his DEFCON ability, Sangari probably has the better floor. So I probably would go Sangari. Start Calvert-Lewin or Solis, or I'd probably go Solis, but again, I'm not a big fan of benching penalty takers. I'm saying this and I've got Gross sat there. But you know what I mean. I mean, am I bothered that he plays United if United look dog poo again? And again, he's a guy that just has, like, with these DEFCON guys, right? It doesn't matter who they play. It really, really doesn't matter who these DEFCON guys play. You just put them in. You just put them in. What model do you find to be the most accurate in predicting points? Good question. I think they're all good at different things. There's an account that follows all the models. and they're all good at different things. So some are really good at picking out goalkeepers. I think across the board, though, for me, like review is probably the most accurate, and it's the one that a lot of people use. Now, a lot of people won't like. We know Let's Talk FPL uses review, but he won't say he uses review, but he does use review, right? I'm open about it. I look at review. I look at Zolio. I look at models, because if you don't look at models, you're probably going to get left behind, right? They give you a good indicator of what you probably should be doing with your team, okay? So for me, like I said, review's probably the top one. I'd still maybe activate it. I think a die should probably play. I need to look what Moyes said, to be honest. We've had a team sent in for review, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Matcha Mills, hope you're doing good. She says, who to play and whom to bench. Oh. That's a toughie. I think... I mean, the goalkeeper's 50-50, very similar to myself. Yeah, the goalkeeper is very, very much 50-50. I would be maybe tempted to play... Would I be tempted to play Calvert-Lewin ahead of Gross? I really don't know. That is a toughie. Yeah, I probably would go... I probably would play Calvert-Lewin ahead of Gross, and I probably would move Gross to first sub and die second Diop. Goalkeeper-wise, I probably think you just about go for Kinski ahead of that. That's probably what you do. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Rest of the team, though, you just roll through it. Yeah, rest of the team, you just roll through it. Like I said, guys, if you want to get yourself involved in the FPL cartel, link in the description, link in the chat as well. No, I'm not going to make any transfers unless we get some like crazy news. I'm just going to leave things this game week. Let's actually head over to Scout's Twitter. Let's have a look. So nothing from Sunderland. Nothing from Sunderland. Good news for Ayer owners. Sepp Vandenberg remains out, so Ayer's still going to be pretty decent for this game week. Diallo and Baliba will miss the Ipswich game. Both are expected to return before the international break. Mason Mount is back in training. Nothing in terms of the leads, really. Chelsea's embargoed ones. Caicedo can train and be available. What else we got? Joachim Andersen is back after his 3-match ban carried over from last season. So there you go. Hayden Hackney is touch and go. Christian Norgard remains sidelined. Hinselwood and Ruter both doubts. I seen something saying Hinselwood was like 6 weeks, apparently 6 weeks, something like that. Gibbs White and Ryan Yates are both available. Sangari will miss out. Cheers, Sangari. Haji Wright is out for game week 2. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. There we go. Am I thinking about bringing in Solis at any point? Yeah, I probably will. Depends on minutes. Depends what Arsenal do. Depends on Martinelli. Depends on the transfer window, really, to kind of make my mind up on that one. I personally, for me, would still captain Bruno ahead of Mbeumo this week. I just would. Do I bench Brobby, Maguire, Mascara, or O'Reilly for Solace? I think I probably would bench maybe Brobby. Yeah, probably Brobby gets the chop there. Sangori's going to have the better floor over the Kuiper, but the Kuiper, I mean, at the moment, out of position and just smashing in the returns, isn't he? So could be a maybe one. The coin for the captaincy. The coin is here. If people want to go on the coin, I can load up the coin. You want to go on the coin? Should we do it? I'm pretty locked in, but we'll see what the coin says for this game week. Heads is going to be heads is going to be Haaland. Tails is going to be Bruno Fernandes. Okay. Heads Haaland. The coin has spoken. So if you were unsure, there you go. The coin has spoken. What's your benching order? Ndai, Gonzalo, and Van Heck. Probably Ndai. I probably would have it in that order. Yeah, I think that would probably be the order. What's review? Review is a model. Just type in FPL review into Google, and it'll do the rest for you. There you go. Yeah, it's just a model. So it gives you, it's a solver, should I say, actually. So it tells you what to do with your team. Based off like data and projected goals and all that good stuff. Bench gross or DCL? Maybe Pascal Gross. Yeah, probably on that one. Do I think a die starts? I still think he probably starts unless we get anything like before the deadline, like a crazy bid from City's put in or something like that. I still think he probably starts. Oh, that's it. That's it. I didn't realize we were playing the Olympia tax. Jeez, I didn't realize we had that. That's a screwed then, isn't it? We're gonna have to go Haaland now. Oh, did the stream drop? I just got a pop-up saying that OBS disconnected and then reconnected. So if it dropped for a second there, guys, I apologize. OBS had a little bit of a meltdown. Haaland could definitely smash it tonight. He really could. Like, City's projected goals were 1.93, so fairly decent still. Fairly decent. Yeah, fairly decent. No real, like, I'm trying to have a look on the FPL Joe and see if there's been any sort of drops in terms of City's projected goals or anything like that, but no, they pretty much remain the same. Get it off. Genuinely get it off. He might just come off the bench for a 1-pointer. Like I said, unless we get any late news, like a transfer bid goes in or anything like that, I'd still probably expect Iliman and Dye to play this week. I probably would. £6 million in the bank. I mean, you've not got an Arsenal defender, so probably Calafiori's the one, right? That's probably the one you look at on that bench boost. Why is a 4-5-1 bad to play? Again, we have so little information to work with. Only 4 forwards last week, by the way, got above 6 points. So 4-5-1 and not having any forwards might be the play going forward as well. Maybe if Kinski drops a few more stinkers, we definitely could see Dubravka back in at 4. Should I start Hume, Aya, or Rodon? I'm really struggling to call how that Leeds game goes. Sunderland at home were very good defensively and very good from a clean sheet perspective. So I probably would go Hume. Gross or Hume, who do I start? Probably lean more towards Gross, I reckon, in that regard. Yeah, probably do. Like, Hume doesn't have DEFCON or anything like that. So yeah, probably go Gross. Bruno out for Palmer. Wouldn't do it this week. Definitely would not do it this week. Not for me, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it this week. Hey, yeah, we'd all love our 4 million goalkeeper back, wouldn't we? We'd all love it. Give us back our 4 million goalkeeper. Hey, Jamie, what did you have for lunch? That's the big question on everyone's lips. What was for lunch? Let us know. I think if you've not got Bruno Fernandes, you go Haaland. Simple. Yeah, you just go Haaland. Don't overthink it. Just go Haaland. Yeah, really, guys. Just genuinely don't overthink it. Like I said, Haaland or Bruno caps for me this week. Don't overthink it at all. Genuinely don't overthink it at all. Probably Shada gets the bench there. I'm personally going to go Ballard. If we get any news that he might be dropped a little bit later, then I probably would maybe make the switch. But otherwise, I'm probably going to stick with. What do you think of bench? Yeah, I probably would get that. I probably would bench boost that. No, don't take out your Coventry defenders, especially this week. Play them. United. There you go. There's one team. We're currently sat on 90 likes, by the way, guys. Make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Let's get today's stream up to 100 likes. It would be greatly appreciated, as always. Probably go Hume there. I think the other guys, Calafiori, very good clean sheet percentages this week. Aya, DEFCON ability. So yeah, probably would go that way. Okay. Steak slice and a sausage roll. Bosh. What a bosh that is, Jamie. Love that. My gut says Haaland. If your gut says Haaland, go for it, my man. Go for it. De Kuyper or Mrhemovic, who to bench? De Kuyper probably higher upside. Mrhemovic probably better floor this week. Could be tasty. Could be tasty. How about triple cap Bruno? I mean, I think if you'd have had a better game week 1 performance and United looked better, I definitely think there could have been a reason to maybe consider it. But I think given how poor United were, I think just captaincy for this week will be fine. But if you've got the balls and you think he's going to go off and you think United could be back, go for it. I probably would go with Ballard. Like you can see here, I've gone with Ballard, but it's tight between the two. It really is tight between the two. And Buemo or Gakpo or Szoboszlai for Vice. I probably, if you're going with Bruno, I always try and look for a different captain out of a different game, because if whatever reason the United game gets cancelled, you still then have a Vice. So for me, I probably would be looking at like Szoboszlai or something like that. Should I bench Ballard or Gomez? Probably Gomez. Hume or Enzo Lafie, bench one. Probably Hume again. Enzo, bit of set piece share, maybe penalty share as well if Diarra's not on the pitch. So that's where my mind would be at with that one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline, do let me know. We are here to help and answer any questions you might have. Like I said, leading into this week's game week. What is it? 2? Game week 2. I'm already losing my marbles. And Die or Hume, probably Hume. Thoughts on Konza? I need to see him play before I commit, but when he starts playing, he should be decent. Free to get benched. Probably talk DCL maybe, yeah. I mean, Gibbs White is going to be back in, isn't he? Tough game though, so I probably would be tempted with Dango there out of everybody. Yeah, Dango probably would be the one I'd go for. Do I think Sangori performs? I wouldn't expect like another mega double-digit haul, but what I would expect is just solid, consistent returns. His floor is going to be very decent. Igor Jesus or Gonzalo? Probably Gonzalo, yeah. I'm doing good, my man. Hope you're doing good as well. Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody is having a decent Friday and ready for some more Premier League action this weekend. I know certainly I am. And it's going to be good. I just wanted to show you guys. Let me load this bad boy up. So I'm playing a lot more fantasy games at the moment, right? I'm playing a lot more fantasy games. Let me share my screen with you quickly. You guys can see this. Yeah, you can. So I'm currently playing Saudi League Fantasy. I don't think you can quite see it. Let me see if I can get my leagues up. There we go. We're currently 94th in the world in Saudi League Fantasy. And if you are going to win any fantasy game, the Saudi League one is definitely the one to win. There's 30 grand for the winner. So we've made a very, very good start. We'll have to wait and see if it can hold. But yeah, 94 in the world, currently playing Saudi League Fantasy. So I thought I'd show you guys as well. Like I said, we're trying to play as many fantasy games as possible this year and just try and win one, right? Playing EFL, playing Saudi, Eredivisie, Portuguese, UCL will be back as well. The draw was very interesting yesterday, and obviously FPL as well. We're on that road to try and win one. So let's see where we can get, I guess. We'll go from there. Afternoon, Tom. Do you think Brentford's new signing Juve could be a good player? In my opinion, didn't work at West Ham. It didn't work at West Ham, but I really like the way that Brentford use their fullbacks. They just look for pace. That's all they want. Pace, overlapping runs, and getting balls into the big striker in the box. He'll probably be very good at Brentford. He fits what they're looking for. Sangori or Stack? I actually think Stack could be better. Stack could probably be better with the set piece share he's got. Yeah, mate, 30 grand. As soon as I saw that, I started playing. There's 100k players as well. It's a competitive game. But the good thing is like you know most of the players. Like it's just unks. You're just dealing with unks everywhere. Like I had Mane get me a brace the other day. Like I was like, what year is this? Is this 2018? Mane with a cheeky brace. It was great fun. Lots of interesting chips as well. I'd like to see some of the chips added into FPL. Like Lone Rangers is really fun. Big at the back one, or Park the Bus or whatever it's called, which is in quite a few other fantasy games. I would rather have that than a bench boost. That's a really good chip. And 2 captains as well. Like having 2 captains rather than like that's the chip I'm playing this week in a double game week. It's great fun. Hi Tom, which 2 to start out of Calvert-Lewin, Lafie, and then Die? I think if we get nothing on and Die, I probably would still go with him. Then Lafie, then probably Calvert-Lewin in that order. Yeah, that's probably the order I would go in. Cause you need me. We only need 3 more likes, by the way, to hit 100 on today's stream. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated as always. All right, guys, it would be greatly appreciated. Hey, Tom. Hope you're doing well, mate. Welcome to the stream. He might be playing as a winger, but he's not De Kuiper. Like, he just isn't, is he? Doesn't also then get defensive contributions, which is, you know, a nice flaw for people. Yeah, I do think I would like to see some new chips next year. What song was that? It was a song by Kate Trinada. Do, 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 do. Oh, what's it called? Hang on, let me get it up. Kate Trinada. Is it this one? Yeah, it was. Intimidated, featuring HER. Cause you could be loving me. Da, 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 da. Cannot beat some Kate Trinada, by the way, guys. Big up. I've got to buy Matt Crooks, haven't I now? I just have to buy Matt Crooks. I'm going to have to buy him, aren't I? I'm going to have to buy him. I think Bradley Barcola will probably be 8. Maybe could be a little bit higher. I'm not going to rush out and buy him, though. This is the thing with Bradley Barcola and any players that come over from PSG. A lot of them play about 25 games in the league a season because they can just rotate a lot and then they can just go and maximize the Champions League ultimately. So for me, I'm a little bit concerned about like now he's going to go from playing, I think he started 21 games last year, played 29 overall in Ligue 1. He's going to go from that, where some of the games you can very easily breeze through as well, to playing in a very, very competitive league. So for me, I am a little bit concerned about Barcola. Mate, we brought it up earlier. I can bring it up again. We've got a few more people in here now. We're just flexing the Saudi League rank on everyone. So yeah, Matt Crooks here. Do you reckon I look like Matt Crooks? What we saying, guys? I'll try and do the face he's doing. He's like that. Like that. That's how he's smiling in that picture. Yeah, I probably would split the risk a little bit there, mate. Just play one of them, and then, like you said, you got some decent cover on the bench there. Probably would go Thiago for me. Should we do a poll? Let's do a poll. All right, we'll end this one. I think Bruno's pretty clear the captain this game week. Do I look like Matt Crooks? There we go, lads. Let me know in the chat. Do I look like Matt Crooks? Yes or no? Get your votes in for that one. Yeah, can't beat it. Oh, mate, it's so frustrating. I've been playing Super League Fantasy like rugby league, and they always put like a squad out, like a 21-man squad out, like a couple days before the deadline. At least then you have a good idea if your player is going to be in it. It just doesn't happen in Premier League. I know, no idea. No, Matt Crooks looks like you. I'll do the face again, guys. I'll do that. That's kind of what he's got. He's got. I'm Matt Crooks. 67% of you voted yes at the moment. Let me know in the chat. There we go. Yeah, let me know in the chat. Matt Crooks, yes or no? 71% now. We'll leave that poll up for a little bit. See what sort of votes we get on it. Some people going no. Maybe it was the smile. Maybe I put them off. Do get your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline. He's the better looking version. Oh, mate. No. I've been done in. He's the better looking version. Oh, mate. Oh. Please don't spam in the chat or you will be ejected from the stream. There's no need to spam, guys. You'll just be booted out instantly. All right? You will just be booted out instantly. Never seen Tom and Matt in the same place on the same stream. Hey, mate, it's happening, isn't it? Crooksy's hair is fine, scores belt us all the time. Old Borough song. Tom's hair is also fine. Mine could be I don't know how we'd start the start of it because we need the Crooksy bit. But it could be my hair is also fine. And rather than scores belters all the time, he streams FPL all the time. Also fits, sort of. He's the better looking version. I'm getting done in here, guys. I'm getting done in. You're all good, mate. You're all good. I can take a joke. I can take a bit of banter. That's it, guys. Actually, I've got a big announcement. I am a Premier League player. I'm Matt Crooks in disguise. Joking. Langy's, there we go. There we go. Langy's hair is fine, streaming FPL all the time, singing dooba dee ba da ba dum diddy doo. Mr. Beast, yeah. I mean, yeah. Am I playing UCL or Bundesliga? I had a look at Bundesliga, but I'm not playing it. I'm probably playing too many already. I did have a look at Bundesliga. I'm not playing it. We'll play Champions League, though. Definitely will be playing Champions League Fantasy again. Crook's nickname is Tree, right? Why is it Tree? Bench boost for me, Captain BRUNO, or would you punt in your team? I'm very similar to you. No, like I said, as long as you didn't have Sangari, you know, again, I wouldn't try and overthink these bench boost guys either. I would just get it out of the way. I really would just try and get these bench boosts out the way. What should we get for the next poll, guys? Let me know. We've ended the Matt Crooks one. 67% of you think I look like Matt Crooks. There we go. 67%. He's tall and looks like a tree. I definitely ain't tall, guys. I'm 5'8". I want to say I'm 5'8", but people are probably going to say I'm 5'7" in the comments. I'm not very tall. So there's where the comparison ends. There's where the comparison ends. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know, like I said, we can get another poll going if people have got some questions you want to put to the general public. He looks good, looks fine. Sharda, a good punt. He's fine, but again, I think there could be better options at 6. Look like a microphone. Oh, mate. Oh, no idea. Good question. They might push Pascal Gross into that 10. They very easily could. Crooks the Crooks the tree. Tom is the shrub. Oh my, I am getting violated in today's stream, guys. I'm getting violated. We need to go and find, we've got to go and find a lookalike for Golden, man. We've got to go and find one. Yeah, I think Haaland could get a return. I think he could get a return. Thoughts on wildcard 3? Definitely possible. Definitely possible. I know there's some top managers looking at a wildcard in game week 3. Anderson or Gross? Probably Anderson. Yeah, I like the look of Stack. Yeah. Bruno or Shaw, captain from the coin. I personally would be going Bruno. Tails is going to be Bruno. Heads is going to be Sharda. Whoa. Tails it is, which is Bruno. Crooks from Timu. Oh, mate, what is going off here? I'm getting violated today. Leno, Sunderland away or Kinski home. Probably go Leno, you know. Yeah, probably would go Leno. I'm getting violated. I am actually getting violated today, guys, aren't I? Watch Crooks score 3 goals this weekend. How much is Matt Crooks? How much is he? Let's have a look. Matt Crooks, a big honking 2-pointer in game week 1. 0 underlying data. And 9 defensive contributions. Yeah, I don't think I'll be bringing myself in. I don't look like a great option. Let me just say that. How's that looking? Yeah, it's perfect. Many branches to points. Matt Crooks, the many branches to points. Guys, the comments today have been so good. Genuinely, I'll yeah, I've got to give it to you guys. The comments today have been unreal. So fair play. He's not suspended. He is injured. Crocked after 1 game. So there we go. DCL, Enzo Lafi, or Maramovic or Hume. I probably would be leaning more towards like Enzo and DCL starting over those 2. Thomas or Hume. Probably go Thomas. Thoughts on Ballard over O'Reilly? I'd rather play O'Reilly. Oh yeah. This is the thing. Like I'm someone who's all game for like a joke and a laugh, guys. Like I don't care. It's part of the game, isn't it? Like you said, if you're gonna be streaming content, people are are always gonna have a joke and a laugh with you. Chat really should have wined and dined you before giving you this treatment. Mate, I know. Like I know, mate. I know. I'm not gonna say it because we'll probably get demonetized. But yeah, you've said it. You've said it. Yeah, you've said what I was pretty much thinking. Backdoor as well. Backdoor, no lube either. Oh, what a stream, eh? What a stream. But this is why I love doing it, guys, and why I love spending time with you. You are the best. You are the best. Send him a meal deal. Please do, guys. My go-to meal deal, that should be the next question. Oh, obviously, if you don't know, I am I'm vegan, so like I don't really do the meal deals, but M&S is banging, by the way. The the duck and the sandwich they have. Yeah, easy, easy. Gamble on Morgan Gibbs White or transfer in Sangari. I probably would stick Morgan Gibbs White for 8. I think there's better players to go for as well. Hmm. I don't think I'll probably go with Sangari. No, I think he still should start unless, like I said, we get anything like shocking or surprising. I think he'll still start. Mate, I help you guys write the jokes, don't I? I do help you write the jokes. Somebody says, how was it switch from being vegan? Fine. I've been vegan since I was 18, now 26. So I've been vegan for a long time. I've been vegan. It was hard at the start. But we're all good. No wonder he loves tree crooks. Odegaard over Solis. I still think I probably would go Solis, especially with Martinelli leaving. Yeah, I probably still would. Do let me know, guys, anything you want to ask me in the comments. We are here to help you guys out as best as we can. Who should I leave on the bench, Xhaka or Hume? Hume. Xhaka took a lot of set pieces last week, by the way. A lot of set pieces. And Diane Mihajlovic for now, yeah. Tavernier or Stack or Dewsbury. Stack and then probably Tavernier, then Dewsbury. What do I eat for protein? Good question. I have a protein shake every day, 2 scoops of that. That's pretty much what I eat for lunch, like with a banana, blend that up, a bit of creatine in there and stuff like that. So we're building some decent muscle for the gym. And then most nights for tea, it will be like a block of tofu. I'll usually rip it up, put it in the air fryer, a little bit of seasoning on it, have that with like some rice, lentils. That pretty much hits my protein goals for the day. You won't realize how much like protein's in tofu till you have some. Like a block of that is a lot. Like most blocks are like between like 30-40 grams of protein. So very, very, very good protein, especially for like the money you pay for it. Like, it's very, very easy to get protein in. Like people think it's hard, but it's really not. Um, who's your football team, by the way? I struggle with my bias towards Chelsea. Yeah, my team is Mansfield Town. We play in League One. Going to watch the Mighty Stags this weekend, so that will be very, very decent. Looking forward to it. 09 might not play. They've got Mook and Alderete back, so might not play. Captain and Wemmer if you don't have Bruno. If I didn't have Bruno, I probably would captain Haaland. Like I said, guys, I wouldn't try and overthink it for me personally. I wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, some of the options, especially in restaurants, have they've got a whole lot better, shall we say. Have Hinchelwood, would you transfer in Gravenberch, Gross, or Solace? I probably would go Solace. Yeah, he probably would be the one I'd go for there. Hope that clears things up for you. Like I said, I probably would go O'Reilly over Ballard. Still probably go Gibbs White. Gross or the Kuiper, best 4 million defender. I mean, we saw some great examples of the beasts last week, didn't we? Some big beasts at the back. Play DCL or Lafie. Ooh, I don't know who I'd go with there. DCL home penalties. Yeah, could be. I think I'd still lean more towards Lafie. I do just think Sunderland looked a little bit ropey. I do just think they looked a bit ropey at the back. Play Rogers or DCL, have Palmer. Again, yeah, I think I would probably go towards DCL. Probably would go towards DCL. Tight though, very tight. Haaland or João Pedro cap? Haaland for me. Yeah, I'd still go Haaland. This is the thing, right? I've spoke about this. People saying Brentford bit hard for Leeds. Leeds have only conceded 1 in their last 5 games, by the way. They made Ellen Road a real big fortress second half of the season. They're a very good defensive unit. So as much as Brentford are a great side, I think people are underestimating Leeds as well. I think that's going to, like I said, probably going to be one of the closest matchups this weekend and really difficult to call who's actually going to win that game. I probably would play Thomas ahead of Tarkowski this week. I wasn't impressed with Frimpong. Again, I probably still would look to the DEFCON defenders for me personally. Still would go the DEFCON daddies. I think Ndai will still make the team. Like I said, we'll keep our eyes posted if we get anything, but I still think he'll make the team. Start 2, Xhaka, Hume, and Nico Williams. I think you picked the 2 Sunderland lads there. Barry looks decent, yeah, for 5.5. Not bad. But again, I think when I wildcard or with my transfers, I'm probably going to come away from the free forward setup, really. If Haaland starts delivering, I'll probably keep him. João Pedro, I think, could be a very easy season-long hold. Like, there's no real motive to sell him right now. So I'm looking at it, and I think I probably would bin off Calvert-Lewin. Like, this is my initial thoughts, right? With the team. So I think the plan is to roll to next week as well. The team is completely fine again. So by the time we get to game week 4, I think the plan would be to do something like this potentially. So it would be looking at Regan Slater in there. Palmer. I mean, we've got 5, so if someone emerges at 5, we could definitely have a look at that. And then the 4.5 million option is probably just going to be the guy from Ipswich. Where is he? Whatever. We'll just chuck this guy in for now. But that would probably be the plan for game week 4. if Bruno starts delivering. Like, it's all dependent on if Bruno starts delivering, because if he doesn't, then we probably would ship him on. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Like I said, the other way around we could look at it is if Bruno disappoints the next few weeks, very easy Bruno to Palmer in there. And then we've got 2.5 million. We can really go and spread that funds around. Again, we could look to get this up to like a stack, for example, or whatever. Like I said, that's why we're gonna just roll this game week, see how things pan out, see where we're at with stuff, and then make more better comprehensive decisions. Because information is key in this game. So yeah. He could very easily be 9.7, 9.8. Like I said, the both routes there have the ability to go and buy Palmer. But we'll wait and see. If he doesn't do anything for the next 2 weeks, it doesn't become an option. Start free between Hume, start free, and then you've listed free. You mean two? Yeah, there we go. I probably would go Hume and Gross. Verts or Isak? Who should I trust? I'd probably go Isak. Still some debate around maybe penalties. So I think he probably gets the nod. Oh, mate, yeah. Yeah. Absolute stinker. I have a triple up on Sunderland and I'm bench boosting. Should I roll, transfer, or take a Sunderland player out? Who's your triple up? Who's your triple up? Yeah, I don't mind Porro. Again, minutes could still be dicey in this game week, but I don't mind him. I don't think anyone gets in ahead of those three. I probably bench Mikolenko and Anderson and play Gross, Xhaka, Shaw. Yeah, Shorter or Brobby this week. That's tough. That is tough. I do think Leeds are quite good at the back. I mean, that is it's literally a coin flip. I probably maybe would go Brobby. Maybe go Brobby, but yeah, I'm struggling with that one, lads. I am struggling with that one a little bit. Calvert-Lewin or Lafie? I think I said I'd go Lafie. Someone else who asked me that a little bit earlier. A lot of benching headaches this game week, guys. Yeah, I don't envy you guys at all with the benching headaches. It's a brutal one. It is a brutal one, isn't it? Gross or DCL? Probably still go DCL on that one. Brobby or DCL? Probably DCL. Yeah. Very, very difficult. Some very, very difficult. Like I said, some of these swings could be quite big this game week. Yeah, it's gonna be tight. It is gonna be tight with quite a few of the decisions, I reckon. Start one of DCL, Rodon, or Tiago. I mean, Tiago probably gets the nod there for me, right? Thoughts on Barry from Everton? Yeah, looks okay at 5.5. I mean, if you're bench boosting, the headache goes away, I guess. 09 expected not to play. Alderente and Mukalele are both back. So I think Luke 09 drops out. I mean, you could just swap him for one of the Hull defenders or Coventry defenders to still get the bench boost off. No worries, mate. Happy to help where we can. Depends who you're going to transfer him in. I think you could roll. I do think you probably could roll. Would be tempted to maybe move him on. Probably go DCL ahead of Sharda. Probably would go Mrhemovic over Gross. Diop or O'Shea. I mean, O'Shea absolutely smashed DEFCON, so O'Shea. No, I'd still play Semenyo. Still play Semenyo. Aya or Hume. We've had that one quite a bit today. I've been saying Aya, I think. Again, very, very tight this week. Yeah, I probably would still go Aya. I think for just the DEFCON, even if he doesn't keep it clean, like, I think the DEFCON could just be enough. We've got some water. We're doing well. We got some water. Aya or Gomez? Ooh, Aya. Let's go Aya on that one. Sharda or Maguire? Probably go Maguire. Transferring Calafiori or Roll. I don't have any Arsenal. Like I said, I need to know who the Arsenal defenders are. If you let me know who they are. Mrhemovic over Gross for me. I scored 60 points last week with the bench boost. Not great, but we move. We move, ladies and gentlemen. We move. Should I double move off Bruno and then die to Palmer and Semenyo next week? Potentially, let's wait and see. Like, I've only got loose plans in place right now because, like I said, I'm not trying to build too many narratives or stuff like that. So let's get another week out of the way. We could see things very easily change. Like if City batter Palace tonight, right? We could all maybe be looking at Semenyo for next week. So, like I said, I wouldn't try and build too many narratives right now. Let's try and get as much information as possible, and then we can go from there. Do you like Thomas from Coventry this game week? Yeah, I think he should start. Let me just check the well, actually, we'll do it on screen. We'll do it on stream with you guys. How about that? We'll check the FPL what's his name? Meerkat. Charlie. Let's check out Charlie's predicted lineups. So Arsenal, same back four. Solis is in there. Buendia up top. Okay. Could be something. Who else have we got? Brentford. Aya's in there again. Thiago in there again. Hinchelwood's out, so we know that one. So ignore Hinchelwood. But Gomez, De Kuiper, Gross. Chelsea, João Pedro, Palmer, Rogers. Yeah, still in there. Who else were we looking for? Barry's in there as well for Everton. I'm in there. I'm playing for Hull this week. Yeah, I'm playing for Hull this week. Calvert-Lewin's in there, Ampadu, Stack, Mrhemovic, all those are in there. Verge, Sob, Isak, City, Haaland, Semenyo, yeah. Forgot who we came to look for. Sesko, potentially, Cunha, Bruno, and Buemo. Forest, Gibbs, White, maybe back in. No Senesi, interestingly, in this team. No Senesi in the Spurs one. Robbie, this is what I was saying about Luke 09, by the way. Alderete and Mook back. So, yeah, there we go. I forgot who we were looking for. Oh, Bobby Thomas, weren't we, from Coventry? Let's have a look. Cov. Yeah, Bobby Thomas is there. Bobby Thomas is there. There you go. Nope, not planning any changes. Not planning any changes. O'Shea or Gross? Go Gross. Yeah, I mean, look, you're making all those decisions off one game week. Bruno and Haaland could absolutely smash it this game week. Haaland had 0.74 XG. Like, on another day, he puts both of those chances away he has. So, again, like I said, guys, I wouldn't be trying to make too many big, rash decisions off of one game week. Things can very easily change. Roll your transfer if your team's fine this game week, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Yeah, I would roll with that midfield, mate. I would roll. Fair, mate, but again, if you want to end up winning it rather than top five, like I said, just play it a little bit simple. I do not play FPL Challenge. I'm playing enough games. Yeah, let's not add any more confusion. Maguire or Bijol? Probably Maguire. Anderson or Sangari? Sangari. I'd just keep him. I'd just keep him and get the bench boost out of the way. Yeah, unless we get some news tonight that like City are lodging in the bid, he's going, everything like that. For me, I personally, like I said, would just keep him. Probably go Mrhemovic over Ballard right now. Yeah, true, mate, true. Thoughts on Lewis Hall or Chow? I really like the look of Malik Chow. Smash Defcons, set piece for it as well. Yeah, I think he's a good one. I do think he could be a good one. Um, bench boost game week 2 for Arsenal because of Konza or betting game week 3. Again, I think there's just too much unknowns with Konza that I don't think he's necessarily going to play in game week 2. Maybe he could, but again, yeah, probably wouldn't go for that. Probably won't go for that. If you're enjoying today's stream, by the way, guys, make sure you're hitting subscribe. Make sure you're smashing that like button as always. Gavardio or White. Depends if you've got other Arsenal defenders. I think if you have, maybe play Gavardio this week. Is it safe to just keep triple captain for a double game week? We're not going to get one in the first half of the season, so you will be playing it in a single game week. Haaland next week could be a great example of it. If you've really got the balls, maybe Bruno this week could be a decent shout. It's a gamble, obviously, given the fact that his form was a little bit rusty in game week 1. But yeah, you're not going to get a double game week first half of the season. Should I start Rodon or White? I'd go White. Chow or the Cooper long term? I think longer term, Chow, and I think the Newcastle fixtures are going to be there. I think he's a very good option at 5. Stack or Thiago? I'd go Thiago. Truffert, I really like Truffert. One of my model's top picks at the back end of last season because his points per game numbers were just fantastic. By the way, guys, the model team absolutely smashed it in game week 1. Absolutely delivered the goods. I can't remember if I tweeted it or not. Let me just have a quick check. I might have potentially tweeted it. I don't know if I tweeted the model team. I think I tweeted a little bit. The model's off to a great start. It got 85, I think, in the end, 85 points. So I had a great game week. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. Aya or Thomas? Ooh, probably Thomas this week. I personally, for me, wouldn't captain Mbeumo. I'd look at Bruno Fernandes or Haaland or captain. I wouldn't overthink it, like I said, guys, with captaincy. Stick to these big top scoring players that are going to be up there again for PPG. You can't go wrong. Genuinely, you can't go wrong with that. Who shall I bench? Hume, Rodon, Aya? Probably Hume out of all of those. I know you got 2 defenders playing against each other, but still pretty good points. Oh, mate. It might be time for the wild card already. Oh, mate. It might be time. It might be time. Who do I think is the best defender for 5 mil? I think Malik Chow could be good. There's quite a few that could be good. Vuskovic, Mrhemovic, Malik Chow, like I just said there. There's a few names that are starting to come out of the woodworks. I probably would go Rodon or Aya ahead of Gross this week. Egan or O'Shea. I mean, Egan's got the better fixture this week, so if you need him, you probably pick him. Do let me know any dilemmas you've got in the chat, guys. I think he would be fine, yeah. Not the best clean sheet odds, but again, an out of position player, set piece share as well. Could be a very good option at that price point. But like I said, don't be chasing last week's points. Make sure you're still picking players that have opportunities to go and get points in future weeks as well. Problem with Xhaka is I don't know if he's 100% nailed. Yeah, I don't think he's 100% nailed. I think Thomas starts this week looking at the predicted lineups. A lot of people asking about the Kuiper. I think he could be a good option. I really do. But I think I'd still, if I've got to start two there, I'm probably going Gvardiol and Chow. I really am. This is also a good shout to start as well in that team, actually. Yeah, there's lots, like, it's a genuine, you could end up with multiple points on the bench there. I think Maguire could be a guy that you probably don't want in the long run. Rahemovic, I could see. Looked a real threat from set play situations in game week 1. Thomas or DCL, probably still go DCL, you know. Yeah, probably still go DCL. We've been live, by the way, guys, for 2 hours. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure you like it. Make sure you're hitting subscribe. You know, these streams, they can be quite knackering, but we'll keep plowing through for you guys as always. We'll probably wrap up about 4, half 4. Let the big boys go and do their thing as always. Start Rodon or Ballard? I probably would go Ballard. Konza, I don't know if he's going to play. Arteta says he's available for selection, but I think they might just stick with the same back line. I don't think Ndai is safe for game week 2, but I wouldn't rush out to transfer him out or anything like that. I still expect him to probably play. Like I said, unless we get news that City confirm the deal or City have put in a bid or anything like that, yeah. Nothing wrong with an early wildcard. The problem is information, right? Especially if you're going to wildcard this game week, you're going off 1 game week's worth of data. And by that, you're going, Bruno's bad, Haaland's bad, Palmer's the best player in the world, Sangari's essential. You just don't have enough to build informed decisions off. So I don't hate an early wildcard, but it it can put you in a tricky position. Let's just say that. Ballard's minutes are, I would say, a bit dicey. I think he could be fine for this game week, but yeah, he is going to be a player I'm probably going to look to shift on after this game week. Best Caicedo replacement for 5.5. I mean, Caicedo's back in training, so could easily play there, Ben. But if you are going to go for it, I mean, Sangari had his price rise, didn't he? Ampadu, Xhaka, probably the other standouts at 5.5 for me. Pascal Gross also pretty steady, pretty consistent. They're probably the ones. Would you bench boost with Kinski, Brobby, Van Erwick, and Thomas? Yep. Leaf Davis or Thomas? Probably Thomas for this week's. Thoughts on a Ballard replacement? I personally, if I was going to make the move this week, would go Malik Chow. Probably DCL ends up on the bench there, Crown. Start Ayer or Ballard. Still probably go Ballard. Maguire over Ballard for me this week. Yeah, probably Maguire over Ballard. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. We're approaching 150 likes on today's stream. Would be greatly appreciated if you could help us hit that. Probably would bench Hume in that case. Captain for me is probably Haaland there. I genuinely wouldn't bench any of those for Hume. Would I triple captain Haaland this game week? I think if you're going to triple captain him, you do it against one of the newly promoted sides. But again, there's so much swing and variance in one game weeks where it could work out. So if you've got a gut feeling and think it's going to be the right decision, go for it. I trusted the coin and went without Bruno. Predictions for Ipswich. Should I be worried? I think United should bounce back. I mean, if you want the coins prediction, we definitely can give you that. we definitely could give you that one. Oh mate, right. I spoke about this on Final Thoughts on Scout last night. Reinders ended up in my Saudi league team. Like that was a guy who was essential last season in game week 1. We could have a very similar case this season as well with Sangari and stuff like that, right? Who are my biggest targets for next game week? Again, I want to see more from teams before kind of committing to anybody yet. I've got a rough idea, but like I said, I'm not pulling the trigger on any moves. I think Ballard probably goes. I think probably Sangari goes and Buemo goes if they diss up and stink the gaff. Right. Tails is going to be Ipswich win. Heads is going to be Manchester United win, okay? Heads. United are winning this week. They're so back. I picked them for my last man standing team as well. Knee-jerk FC. Fully, mate. Fully. Yeah, I think you could do that. If you can bench Hinshelwood, that'll be fine. Down to a 4.5 and then put the money into Palmer. That'd be a very nice move. Maybe you could even wait a further week for that as well. Like, again, if you've got other transfers to make, because again, like I said, Palmer's got Arsenal next week. So yeah, I don't mind that. Apparently he's going up in price tonight though. So do be wary of that. I don't really like Maguire or Justin long term personally. I think there are better options out there. I'd still get the bench boost off. But this is why I was saying to people, bench boosting game week 1 rather than game week 2. We've seen injuries. We've seen players get suspended. We're now seeing players being linked with moves away or not predicting games which we were expecting them to do in game week 2. That's why for me, I would have set up the game week 1 bench boost and got it out the way. 2, like I said, now people are having to use transfers. People are having to, delay the chip. It's just a nightmare. And it's one of those chips that you just want to get out the way. So for me, that's why I probably would always recommend going 1 over 2 and why I did in pre-season as well. Yeah, Bruno's my top captaincy pick for this game week. Haaland second. Third is probably going to be like Palmer, João Pedro, and Buemo, like one of those guys. Who would you bench, DCL or Thiago? I would bench DCL. Yeah, I bench DCL. Like I said, guys, team reviews over in the Discord if you want to get your team reviewed by me. That's where we're doing them all. I play Maguire. Again, United 42% chance of a clean sheet, as you can see on the left. So, yeah, that's where I go with that one. Yeah, I personally, for me, I wouldn't. But if that's how you're feeling about things this week, then go with Palmer. But I still think for me, United top of projected goals, Bruno Fernandes across pretty much every model I use, top for predicted points. So for me, that is kind of where my head's at with that one. I'd probably go with Thomas. Yeah, probably would start with Thomas. Best defender long run, I think, could be Malik Chow. I really do think it could be end up being Malik Chow. Discord is in the description or the pinned comment. The FPL Cartel Discord. Get yourself involved in there for team reviews. Lots more going off in there as well. My model is absolutely smashing it at the moment as well. I've got Mbuemo cap there. Oh, let's get that guy out of here for spamming. We answered your question, mate. There's no need to spam. Binned. I'd still probably bench boost. I don't mind the switch to Tavernier. That could be fairly decent. But yeah. Thanks, Jamie. Like I said, if we get any spammers, ban them. Ban them straight off. We're not mucking about this season. Thoughts, my bench is Verbergen, Shaw, Lafitte, Thomas, but I haven't die. I mean, the bench is decent. It should cover if Ndai doesn't play. I've gone with Bruno, but I think both are great shouts. But for me, I'm going with Bruno. Like I said, top across every model. Top 4 projected goals as well, Manchester United this week. So, easy decision. Right, we've had another team sent in for review. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Like I said, guys, if you want to get yourself involved in the FPL Cartel, my exclusive Discord server, link in the description. Or the pinned comment, whichever one you prefer. Oh, my arms. Struggling with Haaland or Bruno, but heart saying Haaland, but United could score loads. Go with whatever you think is the best early doors. That bench, oh my days. But who do you start ahead of any of those, I guess? I guess the only 50-50 one is maybe Enzo Lafia over Calvert. Other than that, yeah, I think you probably leave it as is. But if you want to captain Haaland, go for it. I think both are great shouts. Like I said, the reasoning for me, United are top for projected goals. Obviously, across all the models, so even my own model, Haaland is top. I don't actually know if I posted the models projections this week. Did I? Let's have a look. Did I post the models projections? Yes, here we go. Game week 2 captains. There you go. So Bruno Fernandes top on my model. Haaland a very close second, by the way. Gabriel, but no one's ever going to pick him. And João Pedro and Palmer. There you go. So they're not too far behind, but for me, like I said, and this is across the board. So this is on review, Solio, Tool. They've also got Bruno as captain. So for me, that is where my head is at. And I've got like a stray hair in front of my face that keeps doing my head. There we go. Which two should I play between DCL, Ballard, and Aya? I probably would go DCL and Ballard. Should I transfer to get rid of Saar? Yeah, I probably would. Hume, I'm still expecting to start from all the predicted lineups I've seen, but yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Dun, 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 dun. We've had another team sent in. I'm just about to put a tweet out, so give me a second. Where are we in terms of the world? 94th in the world. Oh. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I'm using the bench boost with 3 Coventry defenders. Thoughts? Their clean sheet odds aren't bad. 35% this week. You built your team for that reason. Let's go for it, mate. Let's lock it in. Let's do it. Go for it. Send it. I hope it works out. Lovely bit of, covariance, risk taking. I like it. Let's hope it works. I don't think Konza starts. I don't think Konza starts. I don't know who to trust as my third Defcon defender, Aya and DCL or Laffy. I probably would go DCL, Laffy, maybe Aya in that order, potentially. Yeah. Do 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 do. Any thoughts on changing goalkeeper? Tottenham is a disaster. I personally don't worry about goalkeepers. I'll find a good one when I wild card. It's the lowest upside point scoring position in the game. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to make a transfer on it. I'm just going to leave it as is. Mook apparently is in some of the predicted lineups I've seen, so I'm going to go with yes. Yeah, I'm going to go with yes. Don't hold me still probably go Enzo Fernandez. Not Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Laffy, sorry. I don't mind O'Reilly. I don't mind O'Reilly. A little bit expensive. I'd like to see better minutes than what he got in game week 1. And if that continues again today, then probably not an option I would be 100% thrilled by. But if his minutes start to get better, the attacking return starts flooding, definitely could be one we start to look at. Would you captain João Pedro? I don't mind it. Again, though, I like to have players that have pens as my captaincy. Enzo Laffy is not the first choice penalty taker. It's Diarra. But if Diarra isn't on the pitch, he will take the penalties. Hopefully that clears things up for you a little bit there, my friend. Best Saw replacement. Sangori, Stack. If Ndai stays at Everton and die, but you'd have to wait for next week to find that one out. They're probably the guys you're probably realistically going to be looking at. Solace from Arsenal. Those would be the ones I would probably go for. Start Barry or Aya. Probably go Aya on that one. Yeah, probably go Aya. Start O'Reilly or Ben White. Depends if you've got any other Arsenal defenders. If you have, then I probably would go with O'Reilly. If I don't, then yeah, probably maybe Ben White starts. When am I planning on wildcarding? I think 6 could be the week we wildcard. We very easily could end up wildcarding next week, by the way. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how things pan out. Team's looking good. Are you tempted to captain Mbeumo as a differential? Not really. I'm gonna go with Bruno or Haaland, but I think I'm pretty locked on Bruno. Do I think Isak will score? I know he's quite high on the projections this week, so definitely could. Rodon or Gross? Probably Rodon. Yeah, probably Rodon. Oh, mate, Delo is a criminal. And Gokeres, I don't think will start either. I genuinely think both of them might not start, to be honest. Yeah, both could be risky for this game week. Risky. Should I start with Calafiori or Gabriel? Gabriel, you're paying 8 million. Yeah, Haaland's got a great record against Palace. I think he's 8 goals in 5 games. So very, very good record. I probably go Rodon over Hume, you know. Rodon's DEFCON numbers, I think he was 1 or 2 away. So very, very good. Ugh. Barcola, I think, will be 8. And I think I probably will pick him up at some point. But I was saying this earlier in the stream. He is someone that's not played a lot of minutes in the past few seasons. Like, when he comes to Liverpool, he's probably going to be expected to play a lot of minutes. Otherwise, you are going to be looking at a guy that has started 21 games last year, played 29 games in Ligue 1. Like, how's he going to transition into that? Like, playing games regularly? Is there going to be early substitutions to manage that? Like, that's the concern for me. I mean, I've told everybody to bench Hume this week, and he's definitely going to get like a mega haul now as well. I just do the first. I do like Murar, so Muhar, and everyone kind of knows who I mean by that. I'd still start and die. I wouldn't sell him personally. I'd still start him. I'd still give him the go this week. Best Ballard replacement for me is probably somebody like Malik Chow or maybe Richards from Palace. I completely forgot about him. Not a great fixture, obviously, this game week, but longer term, definitely, yeah. I could see myself ending back up with Richards. Hume the Fume. There we go. Rayan is the differential everyone is missing. I mean, he had that flash at the start when he joined, but I'm not really seeing too much else from him. Gabriel, I mean, off one game week, definitely didn't deserve it. And I think with the other Arsenal defenders, and especially if Konza locks down a place, I really don't think he's going to justify that 8 million spend. Because I think for 8 million, you have to consider him in terms of captaincy, but nobody is going to be doing that. Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. I think either Ndiaye starts or he doesn't play at all. So just have your first sub ready. Yeah, Palace have like a really nice run after City, like all the way up to like game week 10. I personally go Maremovic, 1% better chance of a clean. Oh yeah, Anderson and Richards. I had those two last season. Many happy memories with the DEFCON boys. um, I still think De Kuiper, because of his out of position and the set pieces, still could be worth the gamble at 4.6. Predictions for tonight. I could see maybe City winning like 2-0. 2-0. Haaland 1, Semenyo the other. I don't mind Mbuemo for captaincy. Again, though, I would just prefer to put it on Haaland or Bruno. Yeah. Can you trust any of the Sunderland players? I mean, it was a poor performance in game week 1, but again, last season at home, they were very, very good. So they might bounce back. They might bounce back. Is Gvardiol a better option to start than Bijol? Yeah. Yeah, I probably would. If I magicked up free transfers, probably Ballard would go. I mean, Sangari would probably end up gone. And I probably would take out Gross just to get in like someone else. I don't know. Start Thiago, DCL, or Mihajlovic. I would personally probably go DCL. I probably would go Sangari over maybe Calvert-Lewin. Just I think that floor is there for him. Tarkowski over Gross for me. Mate, do not captain Verts. Don't captain Verts. Probably go Raya. I think the clean sheet numbers for Arsenal are just great, aren't they? Who are the DEFCON defenders? Hard to say really at this early stage. I think Richards is going to be one. I think Malik Chow will be one. Ballard, if he keeps his place, will be one. Tarkowski will be one. Verge hitting game week 1. Mihajlovic could be one. Vuskovic could also be one. They're going to be the guys, realistically, that are going to be doing it. Oh, mate, I know. I had this guy from game week 1. He just plays 90 minutes and had decent DEFCON numbers. But unfortunately, got crocked. So he's out for game week 2. But yeah, there we go. I still probably would go and die over Calvert, I feel like Jamie said it earlier in the chat. He's either going to start or he's just not going to play at all if the transfer rumors are too much. Solace cap, not for me. No, you want to play in goalkeeper. You want to try and get that full 15 to maximize the bench boost. Is Gvardiol better than James Justin? Yes. Probably start Ben White over Calvert-Lewin. Bijol looks decent as well, yeah. Milenkovic, Murillo also look pretty decent. Again, we'd have to wait and see what his minutes look like before I pull the trigger on that one. Should I captain stack? No. The only problem with a wild card in 4 is City and United play against each other. That's the only problem. So if you want to look for some City players, it's again could be a hard fixture. We still don't know much about United at this point. I'd personally send it. If I hadn't died, I'd probably still send it. I don't know if Diarra started, did he? Did he start in game week 1? Isidore, no. Brobby started. Oh mate, I was up. I was up. Yeah, I think his goal thing will do it. Start Sangari or DCL. Again, I think Sangari could just be steady. He could just be a very steady Eddie, couldn't he? Lewis Potter over and die. Still think I go and die, I still think I do. Mrhemovic. Yeah, I go Mrhemovic. No, I didn't pick the wrong Sangari. I knew who the guy I was picking. Yeah, I knew who I was picking. Do I think Pedro Porro starts? Potentially, but maybe an early substitution. No worries, mate. I personally go and die Mrhemovic. Like I said, if Ndai is off, he just won't play, will he? So Sharda comes in, just have him first sub, ready to go. Like I said, guys, team reviews are done over in my Discord. If you want your team reviewed by me, put it in the Discord. That is where we do all of our team reviews. Because James Justin doesn't have DEFCON either. And look at the clean sheet odds when they come back up. City, miles better. I don't think I would play Calvert-Lewin over Calafiori. Can I start Dewsbury Hall? You certainly can. Ola Aina plays FPL for the first time. Why have I just seen this on the timeline? What the hell? We've had another team sent in. The Discord link is in the pinned comment. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to that one. Right. We didn't do Sam's team, so let's do Sam's team as well. Apologies, Sam. I must have missed this one. Sam has said, thinking about potentially doing a bench boost with a non-starting goalkeeper to get the card out of the way. How many expected points? I personally, for me, would not probably look to try and do it with it. Again, like Ped Porro, there's still a little bit of doubts around him. Like, maybe it could work out, but it could also be a complete disaster. I still probably would wait to get the full 15 in play for me personally, Sam. Jake's team, double United defense. Hopefully it works out. He's gone with a Palmer cap. Woo! Big, bold. Barry's in there as well. I rate it, mate. I rate it. I like it. I like it. Obviously a Chelsea fan as well, so supporting his own boys. No, you start Raya. You start Raya. Yeah, my my model team has Aina, but yeah, I did not know Ola Aina plays FPL. Maybe we slide into his DMs. Let me get his Instagram up. Let's have a look. What's his thing? MRU. Followed by FPL Harry. There we go. His team had a shocker. What was his team? Was it bad? Was his team bad? I think I've seen Watkins in there straight off the bat. Ola Aina honking the gaff out. What do I think about Cherky? I think if we get an early leak that he's going to play, he could be a good one. Drop him to like Regan Slater and you'll be fine. Drop him to Regan Slater and you'll be fine. Van Heck, Danzo, Mateta. Oh, Ola. What the hell is that? Scored 69 points but left 28 on the bench. Mate, yeah. Link to the Discord is in the description or the pinned comment. I'm not 100% sure and Dye is going to start, mate. If you've got doubts, then yeah, don't play him. I'm guessing that's Jacque or De Cooper. I think I'll probably go De Cooper. Yeah. Probably would, mate. Probably would there. Are you pro leaks or against them? For me, I wish FPL would be like every other fantasy game that I play where the deadline is like 10 or 5 minutes before the first game. I think that just makes it fair because if there is any random benchings in that first game, at least everybody has access to the information. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it anyway. Erling or Bruno, I think you can pretty clearly see where I'm going with this one. Bruno Fernandes, captain. Omar Mamouche probably wouldn't go for it. Yeah, not yet. You probably pick your Coventry defender this week. 35% chance of a clean. Yeah, you probably pick them. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to ask me ahead of the deadline, do let me know. Isak over Soberslide, definitely not. Sobo all the way. Such great value for 7. Would you start DCL or Foden? Probably DCL. It's looking likely. Looking likely that Barcola is going to join. Do I think bench boost is a must for game week 1? Probably, yeah, going forward. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the game being slow to update, but something that was noted by Abby in the Discord was that the game updated really quickly last week. So I'm wondering if next season they are going to try and implement it, because every other fantasy game that I play, like I said, has that in there. Obviously the player bases aren't as big, but you know what I mean. Like I do think it just makes it a fair kind of ground, to be honest. People asking me why I'm going with Bruno. Manchester United are top for projected goals. Bruno is top across every single model. That is why. But it doesn't mean that Haaland is also not a bad captaincy shout. I think it could be quite close between the two. But ultimately, for me, I've had it on Bruno since the start of the game week. I'm not taking it off him. Replacement for Cash. I guess it's to Cooper, isn't it? If you've got a little bit in the bank. If not, you're probably looking at Aya. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. I definitely think we'll see some changes next year. Obviously, the player number's down a little bit this year. I think they will tweak some things up next year with like chips or something like that to get the players back up as well. No. I think going with the triple Arsenal defense is completely fine, mate. Stop Rodon or Gross? Ooh, probably go Rodon. I'd still go and die over Gross for now. Yeah, probably still go and die over Gross for now. Konza, I don't think will play in game week 1. I just don't think he will. Yeah, if United drop points against Ipswich, then we just go, that's it. We'll call it a day. I think it's early to say, isn't it? You know, if Chelsea with no European football, like they can go fairly full strength every week. You know, they're not got to worry about anything else. So yeah, I think they could be fine. Um, yeah, I mean Bruno was a master at home last season, wasn't he? Like I said, all the models have him top for this game week, and I think when the models align like that, you listen to them, in my opinion. Yeah, you have to listen to them, in my opinion. I would probably go, probably Maguire and Verts, maybe Hume over Verts, but yeah, that's a toughie, that one. O'Reilly versus Calafiori. I think with Arsenal's great projected clean sheets, they're still looking like a great defense. Calafiori probably still gets the nod for me right now. Oh, mate, if Bruno blanks this weekend, we're done. If I hadn't died, I definitely would keep him unless, like I said, we got some random bit of news that he was going to be out. Probably go Egan over Bijol this week. Ballard or DCL, probably DCL. Yeah. Enzo probably over Calvert. There's so many tight ones this week. There really is. Probably go Solace over Laffy. Yeah, probably go Solace over Laffy. I'd still send it. Like I said, unless we get anything now that comes out like City have put in a bid or what anything like that, that will probably change my mind. Otherwise, I would just probably leave it. Yeah, I probably would just leave it. Any questions you've got, guys, do let me know in the chat. We'll try and answer as many as we can. If you're new to the channel as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I'd go Solace over Lewis Potter. Yeah, Solace over Lewis Potter. Yeah, good luck everyone this week as well. I forgot to mention that. Good luck to everyone this week. No, I didn't mistake it. I knew who I was buying last week, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. I personally wouldn't trust Solace for captain. For me, like I said, I wouldn't overthink it. I would go Haaland or Bruno. Like, they're the two I would go for. Who are you going to captain next game week? And this game week? And the week after? Like, that would be my question to you. Like, look at captaincy matrix. Because for me right now, Bruno this week, Haaland next week. The week after, probably Palmer or João Pedro. Then you're back to Haaland. Like, it's okay saying I'm going to build these teams without them. Look at captaincy. Really look at captaincy. And they've had one game week. People can blank in one game week. Doesn't make them a bad player. It might be boring, but sometimes being boring wins you this game. Genuinely, being boring wins you this game. Or at least wins you your mini league and gets you Konza could be an option, but I need to see him play first. Yeah, I need to see him play first. I personally wouldn't do it before the price rise. Like, Bruno could absolutely smash it this game week. I'd probably go Gvardiol. Yeah. I don't think it's a high risk, high week. Like, just genuinely just play it sensible, play it safe. Play it sensible, play it safe. Don't overthink it, guys. All right. Roll your transfer if you can. Play your bench boost if you've got a full 15. Captain one of Bruno or Haaland, and I guarantee you'll be fine. That is very knee jerk. Very knee jerk indeed. Sangori is definitely not a captain player. Yeah, you're not going to captain him. He's got a great floor, but yeah, I don't see him hitting another big double-digit haul like that. Same every season with the knee jerk. Yeah, people are just they lose their mind, don't they? Their player doesn't score well in game week 1, and they lose their mind. Genuinely, this is where you can beat some people just by playing it pretty simple, not overcomplicating things, not worrying about stuff, just picking the top players for predicted points for captain, or a player from the side that has the best projected goals. Yeah, there we go. Come up with a captaincy matrix and then build your team around that. I don't think they'll leave him out the squad. I think he'll still play. So again, go with it. Kinski versus Raya. I mean, easiest decision ever. You go Raya. Start Ballard or Rodon. I probably still go Ballard for that one. Slightly better clean sheet odds. Yeah, 31%, 27% for the lead. So yeah, I'd probably go that way around. Mate, we've got to do it. We've got to do it. Does Matt Crooks have an Instagram? We'll get him on the channel. We'll get him on the channel. I'm gonna have to get a shirt. Why can't slow and steady win you the game? Of course it can. Like, you're gonna have to take some risks along the way, but you're gonna have to just be slow and steady. No, exactly. Someone who invests, and I just invest into the S&P 500. That's all I do. Low cost index fund. Every year, it's steady. It's just steady, and people like freak out when it drops, but you just have to remain patient, and it comes back. A captaincy matrix is deciding who you're going to captain in like the next few weeks. So for me, mine is Bruno this week, Haaland next week, the week after João Pedro or Palmer if I want to buy him. The week after that, we're back to Haaland. Like, the next 4 to 5 weeks, I have captaincy nailed down. So that's what a captaincy matrix is. Trying to make sure you have the best captain or one of the best captains every single week. Haaland will deliver for his king. We'll wait and see. I probably would bench. Oh, mate, that's a toughie. Iron Brobby? Yeah, Iron Brobby. Probably go Raya. Yeah, probably go Raya. Fair. I mean, if that's how you feel, then don't have them. But like I said, make sure you've got captaincy covered. Otherwise, yeah. We've had a team sent in for review. Toxic Snipes. Would I play anyone else here? I mean, Van Erwick is probably the only one that maybe makes it in here. But I think I probably would stick with as is, mate. Yeah, I probably would stick with that. Bruno Cap. I like it. Yeah, I'd probably stick with that. I'd probably stick with that, mate. I think you're good. I'd keep Isak for another week again. Liverpool very good on the projected goal numbers. I'd stick with it. I have not spent any points or anything. This is the team I had last week. This is the team I've got this week. A one use fine, but again, I won't be clambering over myself to bring in a any sort of players like that. I won't be wasting my transfers on it. You know what I mean? Who to captain to get points maximum? I'm Bruno right now. Yeah, Bruno, like I said, is the easy pick this week. Him or Haaland. Like again, don't overthink it, guys. Really don't overthink it. Brobby or Lafie? I'd probably still go Lafie. Yeah, I'd play Isak ahead of Lewis Potter. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to ask me ahead of the deadline, do let me know. We'll try and answer as many questions as we can. I wouldn't risk double Ipswich against United. Don't do that. And die or Shaw, I probably would go and die. Which five midfielders will finish the season with the most? I mean, probably Soboslai is going to end up there. I mean, he's just got everything you would want. I think some DEFCON guy could just be very steady again this season. It wouldn't shock me if Bruno's up there again. Yeah, they're probably going to be the ones. Then there'll be a few rogue ones that we haven't thought about yet. No, I'd still play Calvert-Lewin. Ballard ahead of Gross. Sangori or Calvert-Lewin? Any thoughts? I'm more in Sangori. Yeah, Sangori will have the better floor. But benching as penalty taker is always it's always a dicey one, benching a penalty taker. Let's just say that. Hinshelwood's going to be out for 6 weeks. Yeah, Hinshelwood out for 6 weeks. Bless me, jeez. I probably would bench Sharda. I play Sangari. The floor is just better for that guy. Yeah. Do you keep your questions coming in, guys? Anything you want to ask me ahead of the deadline, do make sure to. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well. Let's see if we can finish today's stream on 200 juicy likes. Would be greatly appreciated as always. Team reviews are done over in my Discord server. If you want to get your team reviewed by me, make sure you are putting them into the Discord. That is where we'll review them on stream. I probably would bench Gross and Anderson for the Cov defenders this week. Yeah, I probably would play my bench boost with that. I think that's a fine bench boost. Yeah, that's a fine front three as well. Pedro, Isaac, Calvert-Lewin. That's a fine front three. Lafia ahead of Calvert-Lewin for me. What two would you start between DCL, Semenyo, and Soberslai? I would start definitely Soberslai and probably Semenyo, yeah. Probably go Aya over Nico Williams. What Forest clean sheet numbers this week? Yeah, 12%. Yeah, I'd go for Aya. Maybe I can't remember which way I said round. Maybe DCL ahead of it. No, maybe Sangori ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but otherwise I'd stick with as is. Yeah, I'd stick with as is. Yep, this is my team, locked and loaded, ready for game week 2. I played my Cov defender this week, mate. Thank you. Big love from India. What are my plans for week 4? I'm going to wait and see what happens this week before deciding anything, but Palmer's definitely on the radar, you know, like having the captaincy covered for that week. Probably go Solis ahead of DCL this week. Probably go Van Owick over Aya. Aya or Rodon. Probably go Rodon. Hume or Rodon. Hume, maybe. Yeah, we'll go Hume. Just keep him. Keep him for this week. Like I said, guys, don't overthink this week. If you've got a team, just get it out. Don't overthink it. Bijol. I personally wouldn't have double Leeds defense either. Like, that's probably something I would want to swap long term. I think Ndai will still play. Yeah, I think Ndai will still play. We're only one like away from 200, by the way, guys. So if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you could hit that like button. It is greatly appreciated as always. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If they've not had any bids and Dai's not being like a knob and not training and stuff like that, I think he'll still be playing. I think he'll still be playing, but one to monitor. Like I said, if anything comes out and a bid does come, in, we see Fabrizio Romano say something or David Ornstein, then maybe that is where we start to panic a little bit around and die. But otherwise, like I said, I probably would leave it still. Yeah, Hinshelwood's out for 6 weeks. It's looking like. Probably go Luke Shaw this week ahead of Coyote. Probably there. Your bench, probably either Sharda or Sangari. I think Sangari probably takes it with the better floor. Thanks for the super chat, man. No Haaland game week 3. Bruno TC active opinions. I mean, he disappointed in game week 1, but good projected goal numbers for United. Top across every single model. I mean, it could really work, mate. And always with the TC, it is a very variant chip that can have a lot of variables go into it. So if you're feeling it, you're feeling strong towards Bruno Fernandes, go for it, mate. I hope it works out for you. As a fellow Bruno captainer, I really hope it works out for you. So yeah, again, like I said, wouldn't overthink it too much and would just make that move, yeah. Who would you play out of Richarlison or Lafay? I think I'll go Lafay. Yeah, I'll go Lafay on that one. If I didn't have Bruno, I would go Haaland. Yeah, I'd go Haaland. You play Semenyo, mate. You do not bench Semenyo. Get him in the team. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine bench boost. Get it off, John. Get it off. That is a perfectly fine bench boost. Captain Palmer, I mean, he's probably like the fourth choice for me, realistically. Tell you what, I need a massive wee. I know that much. We'll probably do like 5 more minutes, guys. And then, like I said, probably going to call it a day. All the big boys will be live shortly as well. And I need a wee. No worries, mate. What would it take for you to say that it is with Bruno and Bomo Maguire? You mean stick with them? Uh, a better performance, like maybe a bit of DEFCON, goal for Maguire or a clean sheet. Bruno, I would need to see, good underlying numbers, a good performance, still those routes to points. And Buemo, again, underlying numbers need to be there, some sort of goal involvement probably. Otherwise, he's on the chopping block. You're definitely going to start Soberslai over Brobby there. Easy one. Easy one there, guys. Right, I think we're going to wrap things up. I kind of need a wee, so we're going to wrap things up. Like I said, thank you for everybody that's been out today. Really do appreciate it as always. Your support is massively appreciated on the channel. I hope you enjoyed the new setup that we've got rocking. I think it's pretty decent. And yeah, best of luck in game week 2, guys. Please don't overthink it. Like I said, you've got a decent team. Stick with it. Stick for me personally, again, with either Haaland or Bruno captain. Again, don't overthink it too much. And yeah, best of luck in game week 2. We're on game week 2. Best of luck, guys.